Hello everyone, and welcome back to Plan B TV. I'm joined here with Bam,
What's up?
and 1 year anniversary. Plan B has been
Can't believe
live.
it's already been 1 year.
Insane, man.
Time has gone by.
Insane. So, I figured to sort of celebrate a little bit, we're gonna answer a few questions. So, this is live sort of podcast. The B pod. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but
The B pod.
yeah, so I have
Alright.
some
Sounds good.
pre-questions here that were put together, and I also if anyone is watching live, they can be sure to post them and we will answer them. Or if you have any questions afterwards, either Discord, tweet it to us, YouTube comments, Twitch comments, whatever it is, usually we'll see it. So let's get started. We may as well just go ahead right for the start right away with the questions.
Straight for the first questions?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. So I broke down the questions, so I got a bunch, and then I broke them down into 3 sections. We have general Plan B TV questions, then we have like some helpful questions for people who want to start streaming, and then we sort of have like some fun sort of gaming questions at the very end. So we'll start with the first section, Plan B TV questions. Where did the name come from? What's the origin of the name Plan B TV? Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, it was a World of Warcraft guild that I had. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, like that's what that's what I've been telling people on stream, is that it was your World of Warcraft guild.
Yeah.
I played in it for a little bit, but we were trying to think of a name.
It was a small guild.
It was small, yeah. Was it already named that?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I changed the name of it.
Okay, you changed the name.
Plan B TV. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, no, like that's sort of, we were trying to think of a name when we first wanted to start streaming, and we thought, hey, why not reuse a name from before? Because I mean, like,
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like
It was a neat name.
Mhm.
And it
And I
can
mean-
mean a couple different things, and
Yeah,
know.
no, for sure. We're
fun.
good. All right, the next question.
and why not, right?
And why exactly? Why not? The second question is, how did you guys meet? So, I think we've already said this on stream, but we'll say it again. We were actually brother-in-laws.
Yeah, we're brother-in-laws.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how we met. Next question. There we go. We're tearing through these ones. Why did you guys
Oh my
decide to
goodness.
stream?
Well, because we like to play video games, so we figured, you know what? Why not? If other people
Oh, I think you cut out there, Van.
some cool games on the way. Oh, hello?
Hello? Yeah, there we go. You cut out a little bit. It's all good.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say we like playing video games, so why not play them so everybody can enjoy them?
No, good. That's literally the whole point, right? Is entertainment and community, I think. All right, next one. What is your favorite part about streaming? So I feel like this is an individual one. So did you want to go first, or did you want me to start?
You can start up.
You can start. Okay. I've seen these questions before, so I sort of have a little bit of, you can think about them while I'm. So my favorite part about streaming is probably, this probably sounds really cliche, but I mean, like, just like the people we meet in the community and that sort of thing. What about you, Bam? Do you sort of agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely the people you meet. I mean, the people I've met gaming, like, I've met some pretty cool people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I don't know, it's such a neat experience to go through with everybody. It's cool when there's actually like people watching, and you know, they're talking amongst each other, and I don't know, it's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Next question. What is one thing you wish you knew when you started streaming? So, personally, one thing I sort of wish I knew originally was how important networking is. Like, if you just start up a stream each time, I mean, not that you're not going to get anywhere, but I mean, it's going to be a lot slower of a grind, essentially. The moment I started, like opening up, like, social media accounts for Plan B, I mean, that helped out a lot, like, meeting people, you know, and you meet people and they know people, and that just sort of goes from there. That's like a more
Yep,
broad one, but
absolutely. Very true, though.
like that was one of the main things. Like, luckily we learned it pretty quickly. That was important. I mean, I remember you were watching like a bunch of like how to grow fast or whatever on Twitch.
Yeah, I was.
So I
I was
remember you
watching a
like
bunch of
sent me
different
a
people's
few.
videos.
Yeah.
There's some good ones though. It's,
hmm
you know,
And that's the thing,
you
guys.
got to
Like,
learn somehow.
yeah, you gotta.
You
That's
got to start somehow too. That's the other
yeah.
thing.
All right, next one. Are there any behind the scene things that people do not expect? Um, I feel like we're compared to a lot of other channels. I feel like we're pretty transparent.
Yeah, we're
Do you
pretty
agree? Like,
transparent. There's not much else going on.
no, there's not much else. I mean, like, besides like the general like artwork and like music and that sort of thing, and like video production, there isn't really anything else. Like, you guys see everything that we have.
Yeah.
I know we sort of had the super streams under like sort of like behind doors a little bit for like, but I mean, we only thought about that, and even then we talked about it on stream. We talked about it to you guys how we want to do
Yeah.
this sort
We
of
did.
celebration thing, and then once we got the artwork together, then we made the announcement pretty early actually, because yeah, I feel like we're pretty transparent overall. There's not a whole lot that happens behind closed
No,
doors.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is the last one for the Plan B TV questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite part about being a streamer? It's sort of, man, there's. You can start off, Bam.
I don't know. I love the excitement, like it's kind of the same as the couple questions ago, where like you get into the moment, nervous anxiety to like hope you do well, and then if you do well, it just looks so good, and you just feel like empowered, and you hopefully you're empowering somebody else too. Then
Yep. No, I can't add on anything past that. I agree. Like, that'd be my favorite part as well. Is the people in the whole streaming sort of experience, I guess, right?
yeah, and the networking and the everything.
hmm
People you meet are great. Everybody's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's out looking to have a good time, which is great.
We haven't really met.
That's all we're doing.
We haven't really met like a bad viewer essentially. Like, I put that in like quotations. Like, we've never really met like anyone that we found were necessarily toxic. And if they were toxic, they were just trolling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
overall. I mean, and then with those people, I mean, you just ban them anyways. Like, obviously you don't want them being a part of the community, so why? You know what I mean? Like. But generally, like, I think we've only met like one person that was like that. Everyone else we've met, we haven't had any sort of issues with.
no.
Every
And
single
it's just
person
they're
we've
just
met, they're great
trolling
people.
anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And that one guy was just trolling anyways. So, like, honestly, like, the people we meet it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
Top notch.
top-notch people. That's good though. Our community, maybe
It is. It's true. Our community's great.
Those ones in, right? All right. Helpful questions. Now this is the part 2 of 3. So
Moving on.
moving on. Yeah. So this is all sort of things. Generally, these are for people who are trying to start streaming as well, or
Okay.
something.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to have that mindset going in yet.
So the first question is, what resource did you use to find your viewers? That's there's some layers to that one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not like a single resource necessarily.
Yeah, it's not like we went out and like paid a bunch of bots to go and
Yeah.
view our things.
Which, believe it or not,
there's no.
everyone, that is a thing that people do.
Yeah, people do that. Just so you know.
I'm gonna.
I don't know. You just kind of play games. You kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, like.
We just kind of played games and got lucky. I feel like.
Yeah, like
for a lot of it.
Games.
You know, maybe we coerce like one or two friends and stuff like that to like watch every now and again just to boost their viewership by a little bit. But like other than just word of mouth, there's
Yeah.
just playing games.
Yeah. No, for sure. I agree with that. All right, next one.
We get lots of shoutouts from other people too that are also
Yeah,
streaming as well. So you kind
because
of get
it's
cross like social networking like that. So it's
yeah,
good.
networking exactly. That's sort of like what I mentioned earlier. Like that's so vital, and actually goes sort of into like the next question. What is some advice you have for new streamers? Networking. Um,
Networking.
it's so crucial. Like even like
No
little
kidding.
things. Like let's say like you know someone that's at your school. They also stream sort of thing. Tell them like, hey, like how about you auto host me and I'll auto host you. That's auto
Yeah,
like
it
instantly.
adds a
That's double
lot.
viewership almost. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
already. Like if you
Yep.
have one, well that's gonna be two then. If that
No,
makes
it's
sense.
absolutely huge.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Oh.
Plus, it like word of mouth passes around stuff just as fast as well. So
Hmm.
the more people that you're in their head, well, if they liked you, then they'll come and watch again.
Yeah.
They'll look for ya. All right,
I like this next
next question.
question.
All right, I'm
How do
excited.
you guys know which game you're gonna play next? Uh,
I guess we kind of have like a set schedule. Like we have like go-to games where if we're not sure we're gonna go to, we're just gonna.
we try to balance it out as much as we can. Now, if they mean like which game, as in like if like a game that we've never played before, like a new one, let's say.
We get our inspiration from anything. From like we have go-to games that we're not sure to, or if we're not sure what to play, we go to those.
Hmm.
But we're always down to try new games.
Yeah.
If
Honestly,
anybody ever has any like any requests or anything, we're definitely down.
yeah, no, for sure. As well as just random games as well that we think that we like. I mean, usually those are the
Yeah,
games we're gonna
yeah,
play, or games that you guys say that you like. Well, we're all sort of very similar in the community of playing BTV. So generally, if we're
absolutely.
gonna like one game, you guys are probably, or if you guys like one game, we're probably gonna like it as well, right? Or at least we'll give it a
Or vice
try. Like,
versa. Either way, realistically.
yeah.
Maybe you see a game that we're playing, and you're just like, oh, that look, it looks kind of cool.
Mhm.
Like, oh, it's free right now. Sweet.
All right. Next question: are there any games you guys play off stream? Um, I'll
Yeah,
start.
a lot.
I
Go ahead.
personally don't too much, but I mean, like, as far as like different games, I mean, like, sometimes I hop on like Overwatch. Like, this is just personally. Sometimes I hop on Overwatch, or
Yeah.
I always love like some single player games, like the God of War franchise. Usually, if I'm not doing anything, I'll play those ones. But otherwise, the
Yeah.
games that we stream, usually I'm playing those while we're streaming only. Like, you know what I mean? Like, generally, like Call of Duty and those ones, like, you guys pretty much see my gaming life, personally. What about you, Bam?
I play a lot of
You do?
extra.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I play a lot of extra games. I play Hearthstone. I play Age of Empires 3. I play like a couple little phone games there. The Final Fantasy Brave Exvius game. I play a couple of those, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me there.
Yeah,
But there's a couple, so I
yeah.
play like 3 extra. I like playing Hearthstone and stuff because it's just easy on my phone. I don't have to.
Yeah, you know, to
You know what I mean?
easy on the battery life a little bit. You know.
Yeah. I can just sit there and
Just do
watch
it
Game of
anyway.
Thrones and do that
Yeah,
at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, for sure. All right.
But pretty much like on the PlayStation, what you see is what I pretty much do on that. I don't play anything else on there. I don't play it. Like I used to play Destiny and stuff, but I got out of that. It got too annoying. Well, it just got too annoying. Man, it's so annoying. It's like if you don't have every legendary weapon in the game, you pretty much just lose. And like
You're
that's in
useless.
PvP, which is frustrating because I like PvP, but
Yeah, well, like, I mean, like,
I don't have all those weapons, so
that game was done by Bungie, right? Like, I
yeah.
consider very PvP
Halo.
oriented. Yeah, very PvP
Yeah.
oriented, sort of like, they were one of like the
They
first
should have had it
MLG
even,
scenes.
just like Halo. Ah,
Remember though, like Halo was like that was
yeah.
like everyone like started in Halo like for like MLG and that sort of thing.
Well, and
Remember?
first-person gaming and stuff too. Like,
Mhm.
oh yeah,
It was either
first-person
that or
shooters.
Counter Strike. Like, you know what I mean? It was one of the two, and then sort of
Yeah,
Call of Duty took over a little bit.
yeah, but Halo started at the console though. That's
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
that's how like FPS started on console was friggin' Halo.
Mhm.
maybe a little bit of Doom, but like Halo's more.
Doom.
You get that PvP aspect of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Doom.
It was
Like,
the first one where you got that. Yeah, no.
yeah.
It was good though.
All right. Next question. Should I be turning my streams into YouTube videos?
I would say clip it and get the good parts.
Yeah.
Put it on, because
Don't put your whole
honestly,
stream up on YouTube though, please. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't, because it gets a little. You'll notice people won't watch the whole thing, and you want people to watch the whole thing and just be amused the whole time. They don't want to be like watching you walk for 6-8 minutes.
especially YouTube's new algorithm favors to those videos that people watch all the way through. So less on the amount of clicks, more on the amount of watch time. So that's why you don't want to have like the
Short videos work.
stream. You want to have like the parts that are going to keep people engaged and watching that video. It might be a little bit more extra work, like to cut it up and that sort of thing, but I think it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
Unless it's like informative game
yeah.
things, and if you want to do stuff like that, that's different.
No, exactly though. Like that, it depends on your channel, right? A lot of it depends on your channel and that sort of thing. All right. Next question. This is the last one for the helpful questions. How did you network with others, if that was something you did? So yes, it was, as we talked about.
Absolutely, and there's tons of different. I mean, there's so many websites you can go online to talk to communities.
Reddit for one, for sure.
Well, Reddit's one of the biggest ones. You can find anything you want on Reddit, realistically. But yeah, like honestly, just do some research and go and check out, see what kind of people you want. You know, it depends on like what you ask for. You can get anything.
Yeah, I know
basically. I don't know how to explain it, but
and there's
that's
also
pretty
some
much
channels. I'm not gonna drop any names, but there are some channels that you can on Twitch that you can go on to advertise for your streams, and these are good. But the only issue with them is often everyone that's on there is also just advertising for their streams. And
which is fine.
Which is fine, because if they're advertising, well, you can maybe sort of make a friend with them and sort of, you know what I mean? Like figure out something like an arrangement, like, you know, if you host me here, I'll host you here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just got to be careful, because a lot of them are bots that are just trying to use you for money sometimes.
Yeah.
But usually you can tell
for likes or for whatever.
Like, yeah, like that sort of thing. So, I mean, as long as you're aware of that, most of the time people can tell the difference. Like, you know what I mean? To a bot, to an actual person that genuinely wants to network with you. And,
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. On to the final set of questions.
That was long-winded, but that's all right.
I know, I'm running out of wind. General gaming questions. All right. Okay. What are your top 3 games ever? Ever. With an exclamation mark.
Like gaming, like series, or maybe, just like
maybe we'll say
like single game
franchise. No,
like franchise.
I think we should switch to franchise. Yeah.
Because like, oh my goodness. I would say for me, like number 1 for me is probably Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Okay.
That was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a lot of my growing up RPG time was Final Fantasy.
All right.
Probably Final Fantasy, Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Oh, I don't even know what else. There's so many different ones.
Super
Call of Duty probably.
Yeah, Call of Duty's got to be there probably.
It's got to be there. Like honestly, that's hard.
I'm gonna probably say, personally, God of War has to be there. That game is that game has just influenced me through like my entire childhood, sort of thing. Playing it on the PS2, which was like my first actual console that I got to have. I remember I bought it off a guy named Kevin on eBay from Canada. Cheers to you, Kevin. If you're watching this. And I remember I bought it like secondhand or whatever, and God of War came with it, and that was awesome. And it was like the dual pack as well. It was like 1 and 2, and it was like, oh yeah, like the bundle. It's God of War 1 and 2, sick. Like, you know what I mean? It was it's
like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. And so that was probably that's definitely there. I gotta put like all of the Source Engine games probably into one. Talking about like Half-Life, even though I haven't really played all the way through. I know people are gonna be
Yeah.
upset about that, but like I just love
Don't.
those
Shh,
games,
it's okay.
and I just love everything that the Source Engine does. Like with Gary's mod, obviously I put so much time into that, so that's probably got
Yep.
to be there.
True.
Um, man, I don't know. I guess those two and maybe if it's top three.
Isn't that hard?
Man, it is more difficult than I thought. And I have to look at these questions beforehand. That's the worst part. I think I'll just have to leave it at those two, maybe. I don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
my
I don't
goodness.
know. It's like,
Those are. That's pretty hard. That's why I said like.
yeah.
That's why I kept it simple. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with
I
you.
didn't
Like,
even
I
think
like
about
it.
like source.
I
The
like it.
source engine.
I know, yeah. It's like
So
you
true.
start to think of more as you go along, and then it's like, oh
Man,
crap. Like,
there's
there's
a
also
lot.
like Blizzard games, like World of Warcraft, and I remember
Yeah.
World of
Yeah.
Warcraft
Exactly.
2
Oh
and
my
all
gosh.
that.
Once
Grand
the
Theft
new one
Auto,
comes out there, that'll be interesting.
GTAs were a big part as well of what I played. All right, next. Well, I think you guys got the gist of what it is, of what our favorite games are. All right. What is
You probably
what's
tell there's a couple.
yeah, exactly. What's a really popular game everyone seems to love but you don't like? An interesting one.
Um. Yeah. I don't know if I know how to answer that.
Yeah, that's a. I'll start. I feel like I gotta like look up popular games, but like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd say one that I'm not a huge fan of, but everyone really likes is probably gonna be and I don't want to like offend people either.
Oh, it's gonna come. Don't
It's
worry.
gonna go. Just let it happen. Let it
It's just a matter of time.
happen. Okay, I'll start off. Probably
Yeah.
probably Dota. I haven't really played Dota though. That's the issue. I played it like a little bit, and it's really difficult.
Ooh.
It's really difficult, and that might be why. And I just haven't put in enough time to actually play it and enjoy it thoroughly. So that's more my fault than actually a game that I ate. It's not that I don't like it. I just haven't gotten into it necessarily. It's more of my fault than anyone else, and like the game's fault, because I know the games is extremely popular, very very popular, and I can see why. It's an amazing. It looks great. It has like like a massive range of characters. Um, I just haven't gotten into it. Same with that and like League of Legends. Like I just haven't gotten into those ones. Um, Part of it, Dota 2 is free, but I know League of Legends like you have to pay for, and that might be a barrier
Yeah,
that
it's true.
faces mine. What about you, Bam? It's a tough question.
I mean, there's a couple like League of Legends. I don't know. I don't really. I played it a little bit. I didn't never really got into that. That's a huge game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, never liked it.
All right. So we agree. We agree on that one. Interesting.
No, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Next question. What is the first
I'd say
game?
that's probably the biggest one, anyways.
Yeah, no,
I'd say.
yeah, like they said popular, so I'm assuming they want ones that pretty much everyone knows about. So,
I feel like everybody knows those.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
All right. What is the
perfect.
first game you ever remember playing? I can start, Bam, if you want to think about that one.
Okay, yeah. Let me think about it for a second. The first game
My
ever.
my first game that I ever played is a toss up between two. Um, One being probably
Wow.
Worms on
Okay.
this really old computer we had, and actually no,
Worms.
it won't be. No, it wouldn't be that. No, it wouldn't be Worms. Probably like I think if I really have to like stretch my mind back to the era, probably gonna be. Ninja Turtles for the NES. Is that it? I remember it was a Ninja Turtles game. It wasn't for the N64.
Okay.
But for some reason, I
You don't
remember that
remember
game
which
so
one?
vividly. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Yeah, that's it.
For the NES?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the very first game I remember. Like, I actually have a memory of
Man, the first
playing.
game I remember playing on the Atari.
Okay.
And I remember playing, I think it was some kind of a bunny rabbit game where you had to like jump around, but like you were it was like a talking bunny.
Okay. I'll try
I
and look.
can't remember what it was called though. I've been trying to look for it and I can't seem to find it. But
The Atari 2600, 2600.
huh?
Uh,
I'm not sure.
there's a Bugs Bunny game. Maybe was it Bugs Bunny? Maybe.
Trying to
Oh,
look
Rabbit
here.
Transit.
Maybe it was Rabbit Transit.
Release date 83.
Jeez, that was 4 years before I was born.
Oh.
It was either that or Galaga. I remember Galaga for sure as well.
Galaga.
That was early.
All right. There we go. So there's our very first ones we remember playing. Next question. This is another fun question. What is your favorite RPG class? For example, warrior, mage, rogue, and why?
Okay. I'd have to say probably I like I like bruiser characters, so I like ones that probably could be tanks or probably could be like something like to take advantage of. Like I like rogues because they have invisibility and you can take advantage of people that way. I like death knights because they could just survive through anything before. I like warriors because they're super like they just survive and they can just I don't know take advantage of people who don't have as much armor or as much health or as much maybe the surprise as everybody else. Like druids were really fun as well for that. I don't know. What about you?
Well, I think we're finding out that we're pretty similar because yeah, I agree. I'm definitely I'd say rogue. I think it was actually you that got me into playing more rogues, though, to be honest. Um,
Nice.
it's your influence. Uh, yeah, rogues. I'm not a huge fan of like hunters. I know a lot of people like range characters. I'm not a huge range character
How
fan.
dare you?
No, I'll play them. I'd just
I'm
rather
just
be like
kidding.
up close and like. But I like the idea of also like magic. So I think I love the idea of whenever Legion came out, like going more specifically of like the demon hunters. That's like a hybrid
Okay.
class. That's literally my class right there. If you guys like,
Right there.
sort of like magic, but also like up close damage, fast damage. That's sort of like my
Okay.
perfect RPG class is that as an example.
Gotcha.
So yeah. All right. Next question. Do you prefer multiplayer games or to go solo?
I prefer multiplayer games myself.
Yeah. I'm the same. I prefer like I just like playing with people generally.
Yeah,
Um,
I enjoy the
that being
I
said, I
enjoy
mean
just
there are
playing with people.
some solo games that I also enjoy playing.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of good RPGs that are solo. Even although we've been seeing them, like if you look at like Fallout or the Elder Scrolls franchise, those are all going multiplayer now. Um,
Yep.
so I think multiplayer is definitely like the way of the future for sure for gaming. Also, there's games like Diablo that are multiplayer, but they don't have to be. I think those are probably the best games. You know what I mean? Like Path of Exiles.
You mean like the mobile one?
No, no, we're not gonna start controversy on. Yeah, like no, you know what I mean? Like those kind of games, Diablo before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
new
of
one,
course.
um, that really take
The
on
new
like you
Diablo,
can do
yeah.
like a bit of both, right? You can play it on the go or you can play it at home, but mainly on the go with the new one.
Oh, that's terrible. How dare you?
How dare you? Wait, how dare me? No, you brought it up. All right. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's right. That was me.
that was yeah. No, but I agree though. Like
Whoopsies.
multiplayer for sure, overall. But I mean, if there's like a hybrid, I suppose. Very indecisive, apparently. All right, next question. What is your
Moving on.
yeah? Moving on before I keep going. What is your favorite game from your childhood?
Ah, you know what? Mine's stuck between two of them,
All
and
right.
for like their own reason. Actually, maybe even three of them. Oh my goodness. Um, for Super Nintendo, Super Mario RPG,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
like one of the greatest of all times. Um, and Final Fantasy. It was, I think it was two on the Super Nintendo, but it's actually like four. Those are probably my two favorites of all time. Like I'd go back and play those over and over and over again.
Yeah. All right. That's a good criteria actually to have. Is a game that you would want to just keep playing. Um, and because of
What
that,
about you?
I'm gonna have to say when I look back at it, at a game that I probably played the most and that I would actually still want to go back and just keep playing. And this is an interesting one because it's a very cult classic game.
Okay.
Probably Conker's Bad Fur Day. Um,
Very
the reason for
interesting.
that is like it was one of the first games that or not no, that's not true, but it was a game that like you
Not
could
one of
like
the
the
first ones.
multiplayer.
No
No, I
way.
know it wasn't first for this, but I'm just saying like there's like multiplayer. The multiplayer was really
Okay.
good. Obviously, there's no online or anything, but the multiplayer like I remember like having like friends over or like my brother or whatever, and we would always play Conker's Bad Fur, like 1v1. You know, that was like the
One v
start.
yeah, the old
That
one
was
v
like the
one.
start. Yeah,
Yeah.
1v1. You know, one person's the teddy bear, one person's the rabbit. Like, you know what I mean? It was like a shooter. It was just the maps
Yeah.
were amazing in it. There was so many different game modes. I remember the dinosaur game mode, where like you were either the caveman who had to go and steal the eggs, and then the other person was the dinosaur, and it was so like it was so gory and it just sort of I love the idea that it played on the satire. Like not at the time I didn't realize this, but now I realize like the satire of Conker's Bad Fur Day, how it's like making fun of every single kid's TV show. And at the same
Pretty
time,
much of all time.
yeah, and like the more I learn about Conker's Bad Fur Day, like even like today and that, I have so much
Yep.
respect for that game. Like it was made by the voices are done by two people, one man and one woman. And like it's insane. Like they were able to make like all the voices and everything. They made this game that no one wanted to fund, but it became really popular, and it had a full story mode that lasted like the campaign was super long,
I was
and
about
it
to say
was
that's like exactly that's a cult classic, 100%.
yeah, like it was just it's one of the perfect. Also, I'm real like story driven sort of game like or
No,
gamer.
not
Sorry,
you.
yeah, and so you may I didn't realize it at the time, but the amount of story driven aspects and character driven aspects that the game follows, like the whole thing, like
Yeah.
with Conquer, like the amount of symbolism in that whole game is actually it's really interesting if you analyze it. And I think it's that complexity of the game that really why it calls to me and probably would be my favorite game overall, as well as the nostalgia, obviously,
Of all
of
time.
all
Is that what
time.
you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
That's
I can concretely
that's
say
crazy. You can
that.
put it down to one. That's good for you. I couldn't do it. No, I
Well,
couldn't do
favorite
it.
game from your childhood is what it was. Is what the question was, but
Oh, that's true.
I suppose.
But I feel like it's synonymous.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. All right. What is your favorite villain from a video game and why? So, Bam, if you want to think about that, I have mine ready to go.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. Mine is Arthas from the Warcraft franchise.
Okay.
Because I like the point that he was like a hero to start with, and then he's just like his mind and everything just got corrupted from and became a villain and became a really cool villain, like really badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
brought like
Yeah.
just literally just brought hell to all the world sort of thing, and he had a lot of meaning behind it. I like that kind of. And I mean, like you look at Arthas and like like, oh yeah, that's Arthas, and I mean you got I don't know. I don't know. I'd say him though.
I see
I
why.
think he's pretty iconic and cool.
I would agree.
What about you?
Um, Mine would be from you know what? It'd be from a different Final Fantasy game, but also from Super Nintendo Final Fantasy game series. And it'd be Kefka. He was a mad clown magician, like magic guy, but he was so just hell bent on destroying the world. I don't know how to explain it, but he was
Okay.
just ruthless. And he there's I don't even want to spoil things, but honestly, go play that game. That's Final Fantasy 6 in actual, or Final Fantasy 3 in the other one. Honestly, probably the best best villain of all time.
There we go.
I'm gonna. That's like including like Sephiroth and all new ones too. Definitely better.
Heard it here, folks. And which one you said that's from like third?
It's if you actually go by like the true 1, 2, 3 all the way through, it's number 6.
Okay. Oh, that's right. There's like American and
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Like there's like Western world or whatever, right? Like there's like different names for.
There's different ones. Yeah.
All right. Next question is: are there any games you're just really bad at?
Racing games. I'm going first.
All
Racing
right.
games.
We talked about this on stream
We
recently.
did. I am not good at racing games. I just can't. I can't do it for that long. I don't know how people do it, but kudos to people who can just like sit there and there's a couple people that I like work with and stuff, and they loved it, and they loved just tuning their cars like for hours, and just I can't.
All right.
I just can't do it. I don't know how they do it. But anyways, yeah, no, racing games pretty much for me. I can't do racing games.
Mine would probably be. I don't mind racing games too bad. Mine would be probably like puzzle games. I'm gonna be honest, and it's not that I don't like them. I'm just not good at them. Like you know what I mean? Like I like puzzle games, but man, like I hate working my brain with like puzzles and that. That's
Okay.
probably mine. Like I like, and it's funny though because like I mean you think about like God of War and like I love like Ocarina of Time and all these like puzzly games, but I don't just don't
Yeah, those
like.
are super puzzly.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it, but I'm just not good at it at all. So that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like talking about games that we're just not good at. Like I'm just not good at those at all. Like I'm better at racing games than I am at puzzles. Like I just can't. Even doing like jigsaw puzzles, my mind refuses. It just refuses.
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so that's mine. Is puzzle games. All right, next one. What is your favorite game genre?
Oh. I mean, I like battle royales. I like RPGs. I like RTSs. I like MOBA. I like everything. I'm pretty open for that. If I had to choose one to play forever, it'd probably be battle royales because I like the social aspect of it and like that. But if I had to if it was no more, I don't know. If it was like solitude only, then RPGs.
Yeah, I'd say RPGs probably for myself. Like if I had to only play
Yeah.
one thing forever or whatever, it'd be RPGs like MMOs though. Especially, like, you know what I mean?
Forever.
Like, you want to have a little bit of social hopefully. So mine would be like MMOs probably. They're
Do
so
what? MMOs?
yeah, because they're so broad and like there's so many like different things that happen in them. Like you can do so many different things usually, and I don't know, the MMOs.
Nice.
All right. In your opinion, what is the worst game of all time that you've played?
The worst game of all time?
Yeah, we went from like really good to really bad apparently.
I don't know.
I
I don't know what the worst game of all time would be.
gotta like go look.
It's a hard.
Worst game, like it's hard because like is it worst game for the era or worst game like now? Like you know what I mean? Because that's a very different thing. Like people might look at
Yeah.
Pac-Man and go like that's not a very good game because there's no story, there's
Yeah.
no graphics, there's like you know what I mean? Like so it really depends on the situation. Maybe just like a game that you remember being really frustrating. Maybe we'll change the question a little bit. What's a game that you just found really frustrating
Oh my
and couldn't get
gosh.
over?
I remember watching so many angry gamer things. And like I just think about there's a couple games. Oh my goodness, but I can't think of them right now, like off the top of my head. But like some of them, I remember playing them, and it was like Gargoyles. I think was one of them.
I
Such a
remember
friggin'
that.
hard game. Oh my gosh,
I remember
it was
that.
so hard. And if you died, you'd start at the very beginning again. It was so frustrating.
Oh.
There's a couple of them like that.
What about like Desert Bus? Do
Yeah, games like that exactly.
you have to keep turning right ever so slowly until you get and then like it's like for 5 hours then you turn around then you just keep driving and you turn ever slow left very slowly for 5 hours and then if you stop then it like
Why?
resets. Social
Why?
experiment. But like I don't know if Gargoyle was a social experiment. I think they were just trying to make that game really difficult.
The game's super difficult too.
um I don't know. I've never really had a game that I'm like, I hate this game so much, I can't stand it. And even if there was ones, they probably would fix it. I remember I was someone that bought No Man's Sky when it first came out, and I know it got a lot of hate.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
get it, like they hyped it up too much, but not necessarily the game was bad, but the marketing behind it was bad. If that makes sense.
Ooh,
Or not necessarily the marketing behind it, like you know what I mean? Like they
calling
hyped
him
it up.
out.
No, 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 no,
Calling him out.
no. Like
I'm
they,
just kidding.
I'm just
I'm
saying
just
it's a
bugging
good
you.
game. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like No Man's Sky is a good game, and it's actually an even better game now apparently with the updates. I haven't gotten a chance to play it, but it's a really even whenever I first played it, it was really fun. But if they didn't set up in your mind what it was going to be, like, all right, let's say I give you like a McDonald's hamburger and you eat it and you say, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. But if I gave you just like a normal McDonald's hamburger and I said, yeah, this is like this cattle was raised on the mountains of like Siberia and it was the beef was aged for like 20 years or whatever, and it's like the best hamburger, and then you ate it, you'd be like, it's not great. Like you know what I mean? It doesn't taste like it should be that good. Sort of the same thing with No Man's Skies. They hyped it up so big and so much, and they kept postponing it, and then whenever they actually released it, it didn't quite have that same hype that they were talking about, and so that's why it actually fell
Hmm,
more flat. Like what people didn't like it as much because of that.
interesting.
But I still think it was a good game. That's the thing. It wasn't like the worst game I ever played by a long shot. I don't even know the worst game ever. Like I don't and I'll even like the worst game. Like if I go back in my mind, like there's so many on
Super Nintendo and
like
stuff
yeah,
and
they're just like frustrating and
NES.
stupid. But
There's
even
so
then, they're
many
so
fun games too,
nostalgic.
though.
Like you know what I
I
mean? Like they're
know,
so
yeah.
nostalgic that I can't
Oh
say it's a
yeah.
bad game. Like look at Clay Fighters. I don't know. Have you ever played
Oh, that was
Fighters?
so cool. That was a
That was
fun
a
game.
I know, like, but like if you brought it back now, it's not nothing. It's nothing special. But man, at the time, like that was just a fun game. Like I love that game. Like it was nostalgic and I don't know.
It was good.
I don't know. Yeah. All right, next question. We're just about at the end of these. In your oh no, we just did that one. What's a game you spent the most amount of money on?
Of money on?
Of money, yeah. Probably for me personally, I'm gonna maybe guess this yours as well. Would be World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, I guess so. If you include all the, yes, 100% World of
Yeah,
Warcraft.
like $14 a month.
Include game time.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Yeah, I paid year subscriptions always. So yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely then World of
yeah.
Warcraft.
I mean, I'm not really one like to buy like Fortnite things and that, so
Not after
no,
what they did to me.
no, not up to what how much money we've pumped into Blizzard's company with World of Warcraft and just yeah, like overall subscription and then like paying like 40 to $50 for expansions every couple years. It adds up. It adds up pretty quickly. And what about most amount of time? I'm just that's not on the list, but I'm gonna add that on because it's very similar to that one.
World of Warcraft
Yeah.
or Final Fantasy for me. It could be either one. Probably World of Warcraft though. Man, the amount of time we used to spend, like I used to spend raiding and stuff, and
A lot.
oh my gosh, oh yeah, like I had, oh my gosh, yeah, I spent a lot of time. There's probably like years of time spent in that game,
Okay.
which is insane to think about.
I don't know. God, I was just dreaming. I heard like growling, but he's just dreaming. Just terrifying. So loud. It's okay, buddy. Um,
He scared himself, poor little guy.
yeah. I mean, personally, World of Warcraft is probably there, but I spent a lot of like it. It's hard for like one game, like you know what I mean. To if you're talking about like franchise, um, probably
Yeah,
like the Call of Duty franchise. You know what I mean? Like if you want to talk about like just like pure franchise, but and if you talk
yeah,
about like console, I mean N64, probably personally. That was the one I played the most of.
okay,
Because that was the only console we had two of in our house. So like there's always like an extra N64, even though I had to use the one that like didn't really work. Like the reset button was stuck. So, like the reset
yep.
button was stuck or whatever, so like it would reset randomly. And I didn't have any like memory card in the controller or whatever. Or no, not was it in the controller? Yeah, it was. Oh no, wait. No, it was in the no. I'm confused now.
64? No, some of
No,
them had
no, it was the
the
rumble pack
memory
we had.
stick.
Yeah, there
Well,
was.
but there was also a memory. You can get a memory stick for that as well,
Okay.
for the RPG games, mostly for like Fable and
Yeah, I was gonna
stuff.
say like for the bigger ones, you had to have that.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
yeah,
that was the N64 I had, and that was the one like it was like sort of falling apart because my dad had to open it up so many times to blow it out. So it was
yep,
that
yep.
was the one that I used, but like that I played a lot of that one, and that's actually the one I think that is still alive out of the two of them. The other one I don't know where it is, but we have that one that still has a reset button that's stuck. But now it doesn't reset randomly though; it's just stuck there. You just can't hit reset. You have to turn it off and then on again.
Okay.
All right. This here goes the next one. What is the first console you ever owned?
Atari.
Sorry. Is that
Yeah.
like the first? Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I pretty much like being that my siblings are older. I mean, I suppose like I just sort of got whatever they had. So I guess like the NES probably was my first console that I played on. As for the one that I first bought, what about that, Bam? Is there one like what was like the first one that like you bought and you owned as like your own?
That I personally bought probably a PlayStation. The original PlayStation was the first one I had to buy. Because I'd say like Super Nintendo and stuff, we were all like my parents had them.
Mm-hmm.
And the regular Nintendo, my parents had them, so they didn't need to buy those.
Yeah.
So I'd say the first one that I got, like the first one like I got for Christmas, but I guess it's kind of like me getting was a PlayStation.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Final Fantasy VII, first game ever on the PlayStation. Crazy good game.
I think the first one, like, if we're going, like, I think my parents bought me. I don't know. I forgot about the GameCube actually, but I didn't. Again, like I think my parents just sort of bought that as like a, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was mine. The first system I guess I could call as mine would be the PS2. I never
Be what?
The PlayStation 2. I never played the first PlayStation.
Yep.
But as for one that I could call my own, it would be the PS1 probably, or sorry, the PS2.
Okay.
To call like my very own sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I mean, the N64 was handed down to me, so I sort of called that my own system. But as for one that I went out and bought,
that's what I would consider it. Which one? Oh, your boy Kevin again?
Yeah, the PS2 I think was the first one that I went out and actually bought. So yeah, I think that one. All right, and those are all the questions we have. So yeah, Plan B TV is now 1 year old as of right now, or May 15th, 2019. We've had a lot happen over the last year. Played so many different games.
We've had ups. We've mostly had ups, but we've had a few downs. But
yeah, a few downs, but we try to ignore the downs, I suppose, right? Focus on the ups.
Now we embrace the downs and then makes the ups so much better.
Yeah. I like it.
Exactly.
All right, so thank you guys all for the amazing year, and hopefully many more to come.
Absolutely. Come check us out in the streams. We're going to be doing something special today. I know we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing the. Do you want to say it?
We're doing the Triple Threat Challenge.
Triple Threat. So we have 1 Fortnite game, 2 Blackout games, and 3
wins.
Wins. Sorry, yeah, not just games, but actually wins.
We got to get. Yeah.
Like I said, I think we
1,
should
2,
have
and 3.
we should have one swap. One that we can say, like,
you nervous?
No, yeah, and I know which one we're gonna use it for, but I think we should have one swap out just in case. But even if it's a swap
I don't think we're gonna have that much of a problem. I think we're gonna finish this.
All right. Well, I'm down. Let's do it. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right.
And
thanks, guys.
Catch you on the next one. Bye.
Yep. Later, guys.